Hey everybody and welcome. This is the first kind of promo thing that I've done, so please bear with me. This has been a lot of fun to get this started. My name is Joel Camerlin, and if you are watching this, you've probably seen some of my videos. I'm a student at LACC and a longtime actor getting into directing and filmmaking. I first want to thank everybody for all the subs. I've never really had hundreds of people paying attention to stuff that I'm doing, so it's really exciting. And just want to remind people to share stuff around. If you think that someone will be amused by this, go for it. Okay, so this next film that I'm making is called Malaka, the Scuttling, and you might see the crappy rough draft that I did on last year. My cinematographer was out of town, but we figured we'd just do it anyways, me and some friends, and just get something to learn from. But we are going to be doing it this fall with shadow puppetry and all sorts of craziness. It's going to be absolutely wild and so much fun. So kind of the point of doing something like this is that there's so much AI slop right now, and just things are looking really polished, and I thought it'd be good to do a throwback to the way things used to look using more practical effects. And with that in mind, since I'm doing shadow puppetry, which is a lot about how light displays against darkness, I thought, what if instead of doing a title of something with the light behind, that light was actually fire, and that would be for the intro.
Beavers, it is I, Fire!
So the first thing I did was to cut out pieces of lettering that I did for what it's going to look like. But after I took all that time to do it beautifully, I realized that I didn't want to use it as a prototype, that it might just burn up and not be a very good shot. The prototype was to set it up. So I made this one and tried to make it similarly, just having sharp edges that were most likely to ignite, so I could test if that was going to become an issue. I also made sure to get a fire extinguisher and set up the bathroom. It seemed like the best place. The tile doesn't tend to go up in flames in my experience, and there's water that shoots out of the wall. There's a window to get the smoke out, and there's no smoke alarm, which is very, very important. So this is flash paper. It goes up in flames, and it's used for magic tricks and also on stage, and I thought that it would be a cool way to get fire in the background with it going up quickly. I measured one to fit, but there's a problem with it being white. The problem is that the white would display instantly and show the lettering, but I'd rather have it be dark. So what if I colored it black with a marker or something? So rather than testing the colored and uncolored side by side, I made this little tester to see if they burn identically or not. Seemed pretty efficient. Ooh, flames are pretty pretty. I colored the methered sheet in Sharpie and let it dry a bit. Speaking of keeping things dry, this is how they send the paper. So it's soaked in water so that it doesn't burst into flames on the way to your house, or once in your house. But I had to mount the sheet to the back of the title, and I didn't know what to use. So first I tried frog tape, because we already had it from the move. It seemed smart and quick, so I made all these little squares so that I could seamlessly do it. But then before I lit it up in fire, I thought to myself, maybe I should find out if frog tape is flammable. So I went out in front of the house and found out it is super, super flammable. I'm not sure how flammable it is with the adhesive unexposed, but I didn't want to find out after smelling that unholy stench, because that's not going in my bathroom. So I used little dots of wood glue, and the flash paper is about as light as tissue paper, so it really doesn't need much adhesive to hold it anyways. So now there's no white. The flame will be the first thing to reveal. Ta-da! And thanks to my neighbors Danny and Miguel, it is now on a couple of metal hangers, which I crafted together, so there's a gap between the title page and the red background, enough for fire and light to make their way between. Also, I need things to be dark in this room for the contrast, so I took some foam board and I constructed a perfectly fitting thing over the window to block out any light. I made a little handle with artificial sinew. That's artificial sinew, which is tough as a mother, and it's great for sewing up your boxing gloves and other things that take a beating. It is unbelievably strong stuff. All right, less talk, more rock. Let's do this. God fucking help us. Oh fuck. So, what are my afterthoughts about this?
It was a great day.
Yes. Well, it felt really dangerous. I wasn't expecting the whole thing to go up in flames. It was kind of terrifying. But I had my fire extinguisher, I had the tub there with the water, and I would definitely do it again, even though it was kind of crazy. So what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear so in the comments below. Do you think that I should do it out of some other material so it doesn't go up in flames? Do you think I should make it even crazier by adhering some magazine pages so it gets that weird green flame that's going to stink up my bathroom for all time? Comment below. Let me know what you think about it, about this craziness that I'm up to. I'd like to thank everyone so much for subscribing. Please like and share, get this around, and I promise, since you subscribed, I will keep making stuff like this and let you in on what's going on behind the scenes. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you later.